So, a while ago, I did a video about the Steam version of Persona 3 and how I had mixed feelings on that game. And a lot of you in the comments gave me good advice on which version I should have played and just general helpful advice. I now have started Persona 3 Reload and the difference for me is night and day. I went into this game worried I might not get into it as much as Persona 4 and 5, and right now, as of writing this script, I'm 12 hours in and have barely got past the first section of the tartar sauce. The reason being, it's not that I'm having any difficulty at all, no. It's that I'm hooked, and I want this game to last as long as possible. I also love overleveling in my RPG games because I love feeling strong, and I know this game has an XP system to stop me from doing that, but to quote Undertale, I refuse. I have gone through the floors over and over and over and over and over, farming, making money, and getting XP, and I'm having so much fun doing it, and, well, the results speak for themselves. So, do you guys think I'm leveled enough to move on now? You're probably thinking, why does he farm so much? Well, like I said, I am loving this game, and I know if I maintain a decent enough level, I should be okay. But the story, social links, and extracurricular stuff has me so invested, like every other Persona game, that I want to make sure that I never get stuck on a boss, and that I also have enough funds to constantly buy the best gear, or find it with a ton of fragment pieces, and also to have enough money to hang out at the arcade, restaurants, and even for the Devil's social link, which requires you to pay a decent amount of money to get it going. It's not just the fact that I want to steamroll enemies, but that I can keep loving the story without getting roadblocked by anything. People might say then play on an easier difficulty, but I don't want to. And yeah, I get it. That's probably weird for some people to understand, but that's just how I play my games. But I have to say, I don't really do this sort of thing unless I'm really invested in the game I'm playing, and Persona 3 Reload does just that. Also, I really love that unlike Persona 4 and 5, you get to visit the tartar sauce at night, so it doesn't cut into any social link time during the day, which is when the majority of your extracurriculars and social time takes place. It really does feel nice that you don't have to hard commit to Tartarus on a day and blow all of your time in there. It's really convenient for that. However, I still try to play the game optimally when you visit a dungeon and clear all the floors in one day, so you don't have to come back for the rest of the month until the next full moon. I have to say it feels like there's more of a focus on social links in this game because of the Tartarus at night and only having 3 stat pools to level up instead of more. It gives the player much more time to hang out with everyone, which in my opinion is never a bad thing, since Persona games to me really hinge on the characters you meet and all the social aspects of the game. It's not just another run through the game and kill everything and then watch the credits. The updated visuals and game mechanics really helped this game out and fixed a lot of my personal issues with the Steam version of Persona 3. I haven't completed the game yet, but I'm looking forward to go much further and see what the story has to offer. From a first-timer's point of view, maybe some people won't agree with me, and that's completely fine, but this version has been great. Although I do have to point out that since I did play the Persona 3 Steam version, I noticed that some of the extra clubs you could join don't exist in this one, which I found odd. I joined the swim team in the other version when I was playing that for a bit, but I guess they didn't include it in this one. I also noticed some of the anime cutscenes don't exist in this version either, and they are played out in the game engine graphics. Again, not a huge issue, but I would have loved to see some updated artwork for those cutscenes. The other thing I noticed was that your stat growth, you have charm, academics, and courage, whereas in other Persona games, there were more stats to up. Personally, I'm okay with this one because it makes time management a bit easier and you get to hang out more with the other characters. I think my only personal qualm is with the nerfed XP gain, but that's not the end of the world. And even though it is nerfed, I have so much fun in combat, I don't really care and spend hours in the tartar sauce to get stronger. I have heard in the original that if I spent too long in the Tartarus, that there was a penalty and your characters would be tired the next day. I am very happy that they decided not to include that in this version. I actually think it's kind of rewarding. It's like the game is telling me to stop overleveling, and by defying its wishes, I feel that much more pumped to get stronger so I can run over the big enemy boss at the end of each section without breaking a sweat. And yes, I know why I like Akihiko so much. I'm also really liking the party members I've met so far. And yes, I've met these ones already in the other version I played as well, but didn't get far enough to really appreciate them. Akihiko is definitely a standout for me, like I mentioned, and I'm intrigued to learn more about him. All the social links have been fun to do as well, and the new one apparently is this French exchange student Bebe. He's been a really fun social link so far, and I also want to know what's up with that gourmet kid and why the Secret Service is after him. Personally, my money's on that he's stolen the recipe to the secret sauce. I've also really enjoyed the old couple's story so far. Maybe I just have a soft spot for the elderly, but I love how kind they are, and I won't spoil anything, but I do feel for them and what they are going through. They've really been a standout social link for me, and I probably have spent more time with them and ignored other optimal social links to do on those days. But I don't care, they're worth it. My only nitpick, and it's one I understand to a degree, is the game also feels like a product of its time when concerning choices given to the player. What I mean by that is, when the player is given options to choose from, most of the time it doesn't really feel like the choices matter in terms of changing the story and the direction it could go. It felt more like that mattered in Persona 4 and 5, but I do understand that this is a remake of an older game, so it's completely understandable why that's the case. It doesn't bother me too much, but that would have been a nice upgrade to have if they tweaked it a bit. But it doesn't bog down the game at all, and I still love watching the story and social links they've crafted play out. And while we're on the topic of social links, I wanted to throw this question to you guys watching, and if you made it this far, thanks for listening. If you want to max out our social link, click the subscribe button below. So my weird question to you guys is, when you're playing Persona games and there's an in-game cutscene happening, do you guys focus more on the animated head talking next to the word bubble or the in-game models? Of course you watch both, but I have a natural instinct to watch the little animated head in the first few seconds. It's a weird question, I'm sure, but I just thought about it while I was playing this game. I think the only thing that's getting me impatient in a good way is the mystery behind C's. How did they come to know about the Dark Hour? What's their true purpose? I know it's to save the world, at least from what I've been told so far, but I can't help but wonder if there's an ulterior motive, or if I'm just overthinking when it comes to that. I'm really suspicious of characters in these games since I've played Persona 4 and 5 and I've come to expect that things are not always what they seem. And while I found Persona 4 and 5 twist enemies to be pretty obvious, I have a feeling about a character in particular in this game so far, but we'll see if it ends up actually playing out that way. But I have enjoyed the setup for C's so far. All in all, I'm having a great time with this game. And maybe I sound naive because I know there's a lot of fans out there who hate they didn't incorporate some of the missing aspects of the older versions. And maybe if I finished the older version I would feel similar, but I guess that's to my advantage that I never played the extra stuff, so I can enjoy the game for what it is. But I do think that does suck for older fans, and I would hope it's added later as a free update, but who knows when it comes to companies nowadays. My only real complaint is that I don't have enough time in the day to play this game as much as I want. But that's enough about me rattling on about this game though, because I want to get back to it and play it. But thanks for listening, and let me know what you guys think about Persona 3 Reload. Are you a newbie like me, or did you finish the old versions? And are you enjoying this one? Thanks for lending me your precious social link hangout time, and I'll see all of you real soon. Nath out. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's been a while since I did a Persona video, but I really wanted to talk about my time on Reload so far with you guys. And don't worry, there is more Persona content on the way. In the meantime, check out one of my other RPG videos on the screen now. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.